Hello everyone and welcome. I am so excited you are here today. We're going to talk about Unreal Engine 5. Unreal Engine 5, or UE5 as many call it, is a super powerful tool. People use it to make amazing video games. You might have played games made with it. It can also be used for movies and other cool visual things. Think of it like a giant digital workshop. It has everything you need to build your own worlds. We are going to explore its basics together. This guide is for absolute beginners. No experience needed. This tutorial is for anyone curious about game development. Maybe you have a game idea. Maybe you just love games and want to see how they are made. If you are new to making games, this is the place for you. We will go slow. We will explain things step by step. My goal is to make UE5 feel friendly and easy to start. You do not need to be a coding expert. You do not need to be an art expert. All you need is a computer and your imagination. We will learn how to open the software and look around. Unreal Engine 5 might seem big at first. That is okay. Many amazing tools have lots of features. We will only focus on the first few steps. Think of learning to ride a bicycle. First, you learn to balance. Then you learn to pedal. Soon, you are riding all by yourself. Learning UE5 is similar. We will take small, simple steps. By the end of this guide, you will know your way around. You will know how to add things to your game. You will even make something move or react. So get ready to start an amazing journey. Game development is a lot of fun. It lets you be creative. It lets you build things no one has seen before. Unreal Engine 5 opens up a universe of possibilities. It is used by solo developers and big game studios. That shows how flexible it is. We are going to unlock the very first door to that universe. Let's begin this adventure into Unreal Engine 5 together. I promise it will be an exciting experience for you. Before we can jump into Unreal Engine 5, we need to get it. You will need something called the Epic Games Launcher. This is a special program. It helps you download and manage Unreal Engine. You can get it from the Epic Games website. Downloading it is easy. Just follow the instructions on their site. Once it is installed, you open the launcher. You will need to make an Epic Games account if you do not have one. This account is free. It is your key to many Epic resources, including UE5. Inside the Epic Games Launcher, look for the Unreal Engine tab. It is usually on the side. Click on it. Here you will see different versions of Unreal Engine. We want Unreal Engine 5. You might see UE5.3, UE5.4, or a newer version as of 2025. Try to get the latest stable version. Click the Install button. The engine is quite big, so it might take some time to download. Be patient. It is worth the wait. This launcher will also be where you find updates later on for the engine. Once Unreal Engine 5 is installed, you are ready to create your first project. This is exciting. In the launcher, go to the Library tab under Unreal Engine. You will see your installed engine versions. Click the Launch button for your UE5 version. This will open something called the Project Browser. This is where all your game projects will live. To start a new one, you will click on Games on the left side. Then, you will see some templates. Templates are great starting points for different kinds of games. For your very first project, let's keep it simple. Choose the blank template. This template gives you a clean slate. It is perfect for learning without too many extra things. Below the templates, you can set your project settings. You can choose if it is a Blueprint or C++ project. We will use Blueprints, so select that. Give your project a name. Maybe My First UE5 Game. Choose where to save it on your computer. Then click Create. Your first Unreal Engine 5 project will now open. This is where the real fun begins. When your new project opens, you will see the main Unreal Editor window. It might look like a lot of buttons and panels. Do not worry, we will break it down. The biggest part in the center is the viewport. This is your window into the game world you are creating. You can see your level here, you can fly around in it, use your mouse to look around, hold the right mouse button and use WASD keys to move. This is like playing a first-person game. It helps you explore your scene. Another very important window is the outliner. It is usually on the right side. The outliner lists everything in your current level. Think of it as a list of ingredients for your game soup. If you have lights, cameras, characters, or any objects, they will show up here. Clicking on an item in the outliner will select it in the viewport. This is super useful for finding things. You can also search for items by name in the outliner. This helps keep your game world organized, especially as it gets bigger and more complex. At the top of the Unreal Editor, you will see a menu bar. This has words like File, Edit, Window, and Help. These menus have many options. File is where you save your work or open new levels. Edit has copy and paste. Window lets you open or close different panels if they disappear. Help is great for finding documentation. Below the menu bar is the toolbar. This has quick access buttons for common actions. Things like save current level, play and build are often here. We will use the play button a lot. Learning to move around the viewport is key. Practice using the mouse and keyboard controls. Try zooming in and out with the mouse wheel. If you hold the Alt key and the left mouse button, you can orbit around a selected object. If you hold Alt and the right mouse button, you can dolly, zoom smoothly. These controls become second nature with a little practice. Knowing how to see your world from all angles is very important. It helps you place objects exactly where you want them. Take your time to get comfortable here. Now let's look at the bottom part of the editor. You will usually find the content browser here. The content browser is like your project's treasure chest. It holds all the assets for your game. Assets are things like 3D models, textures, sounds, and blueprints. Anything you import or create for your game will live here. You can organize assets into folders. This is very important for keeping big projects tidy. You can search, filter, and color code folders to find things quickly. This panel is your main hub for managing game content. When you select an asset in the content browser or an object in the viewport or outliner, another panel becomes very important. This is the Details panel. It is usually on the right side, often below the outliner. The Details panel shows all the properties of the selected item. If you select a light, you can change its brightness or color here. If you select a 3D model, you can change its location, rotation, and scale. Every object has many properties you can adjust. This panel is where you will do a lot of tweaking and customizing. The content browser lets you do more than just view assets. You can create new assets directly from here. Right-click in an empty space in the content browser. A menu will pop up. This menu shows all the types of assets you can create. You can make new blueprints, new materials, new levels, and much more. We will use this later to create our first blueprint. You can also import assets from your computer into the content browser. This is how you bring in models or textures you made or downloaded. The Details panel is context sensitive. This means it changes based on what you have selected. This is very smart. It only shows you the options that matter for that specific item. For example, a sound asset will have properties like volume and looping. A static mesh, a 3D model, will have properties for its material and physics. Spend some time clicking on different things. Watch how the Details panel changes. This will help you understand what you can control for each type of object or asset in your game scene. Section 5. Customizing your workspace for comfort and speed. Unreal Engine 5 has a very flexible interface. You can change it to fit how you like to work. Most panels, like the outliner or content browser, can be moved. You can drag them by their tabs. You can dock them to different sides of the main window. You can even pull them out to float as separate windows. This is great if you have multiple monitors. You can put the viewport on one screen and your tools on another. This gives you more space to see your game world clearly. You can also resize any panel. Hover your mouse cursor over the edge between two panels. The cursor will change to a resize icon. Then click and drag to make a panel bigger or smaller. This helps you prioritize what you need to see most. If you are working a lot with blueprints, you might want the blueprint editor window to be very large. If you are placing many objects in a level, you might want a bigger viewport. Customizing your layout can make you work faster and more comfortably. What if you close a panel by accident? Or what if you want to open a panel that is not visible? Do not worry. Go to the window menu at the top of the editor. This menu lists all the available panels. If a panel has a check mark next to it, it is already open. If not, just click its name to open it. You can also save your favorite layouts. Once you have arranged the panels just how you like them, you can go to Window, Layout, Save Layout, give it a name. Now you can always come back to this setup. Experiment with different arrangements. There is no single best layout. It depends on what you are doing and your personal preference. Some people like the content browser at the bottom. Others like it on the side. Some prefer a very minimal interface with only a few panels open. Others like to see everything at once. The ability to customize is a big strength of UE5. It allows the editor to adapt to your specific workflow, making your game development experience smoother and more efficient in the long run. Section 6. Bringing your world to life. Understanding assets. We mentioned assets before. Let's talk more about what they are. Assets are the building blocks of your game. Everything you see, hear, or interact with in a game is usually an asset. Think of them as digital ingredients. The most common type of asset is a 3D model. These are also called meshes or static meshes. A character, a tree, a car, a sword, these are all 3D models. They give shape to the objects in your game world. These models define the visual structure of your game. Another important asset type is a texture. Textures are images that wrap around 3D models. They give the models color and surface detail. A plain wooden crate model might look boring, but add a wood grain texture, and it looks like a real crate. Textures can make things look metallic, rough, smooth, or shiny. They add realism and style. Materials are closely related. A material defines how a surface looks and reacts to light. It uses textures and many other settings to create the final appearance of an object. Sound assets are also crucial. These include sound effects and music. A footstep sound, an explosion, the background music, these are all sound assets. They make your game world feel alive and immersive. Then there are animations. Animations make things move. A character walking, a door opening, a flag waving in the wind, these are all driven by animation assets. Animations are often linked to 3D models, especially characters. They bring dynamism to your static scenes. Finally, a very special type of asset is a blueprint. We will talk more about blueprints soon. For now, know that blueprints are assets that add logic and interactivity to your game. They let you define how things behave without writing traditional code. You can also have other assets like particle systems for effects, fire, smoke, sparks, fonts for text, and even entire levels can be assets. Understanding these different types of assets is the first step to creating rich and engaging game worlds. Each plays a vital role. Section 7. Importing your first asset, a step-by-step guide. Now that you know what assets are, let's learn how to bring them into Unreal Engine 5. This process is called importing. UE5 supports many common file formats. For 3D models, you can import FBX or OBJ files. For textures, you can use PNG, JPG, TGA, or PSD files. For sounds, WAV files are very common. Before you import, make sure your asset is ready. For example, if it is a 3D model, it should have good geometry and be scaled correctly for your game. First, open your content browser in Unreal Engine 5. Decide where you want to put the imported asset. It is good practice to create folders to keep things organized. For example, you could create a meshes folder for 3D models or a textures folder for images. To create a folder, right-click in an empty area of the content browser. Choose New Folder, give it a name, then open that folder by double-clicking it. This makes sure your new asset goes into the right place. Now, to import your asset, click the green Add Import button in the content browser. It is usually near the top left of the panel. A menu will appear. Choose Import to Game, your folder name. This will open a file dialog box. This box lets you browse your computer for the asset file. Find the file you want to import, select it, and then click Open. For this example, let's imagine you are importing a simple 3D model of a cube or a sphere that you downloaded or created. After you click Open, an Import Options window might appear. This window shows different settings for how the asset should be imported. For 3D models, FBX files, you might see options for scale, materials, and animations. For now, the default settings are usually fine for simple assets. Just click Import or Import All. Your asset will now appear in the content browser. You might see a small preview of it. Congratulations! You have successfully imported your first asset into Unreal Engine 5. You can now drag it from the content browser into your level. Section 8. The magic of blueprints, visual scripting for everyone. One of the most powerful features in Unreal Engine 5 is blueprint visual scripting. We call it blueprints for short. What is it? Blueprints let you create game logic without writing traditional text-based code. Instead, you connect nodes and wires. It is like drawing a flowchart. This is fantastic for beginners. It is also great for artists and designers who want to make things happen in the game. Many experienced programmers also use blueprints because they are fast for prototyping and many common tasks. They are a core part of UE5. Think of blueprints as instructions for your game objects. You can tell an object, when the player touches you, open, or every second move up a little bit. These instructions are built visually. Each node in a blueprint represents an action, an event, or a piece of data. You connect these nodes with wires to define the order of operations and how data flows. This visual approach makes it easier to understand the logic. You can see how different parts of your game are connected and interacting with each other directly. There are several types of blueprints. One common type is an actor blueprint. An actor is any object that can be placed in your level. A character, a door, a light switch, a treasure chest. These can all be actor blueprints. By creating an actor blueprint, you can give that object its own unique appearance by adding components like a 3D model, and its own unique behavior by adding script logic in its event graph. This makes your object smart and interactive. It is how you turn a static world into a dynamic game. To create a new blueprint, you typically use the content browser. Right-click in an empty space where you want to save your blueprint. From the menu, choose Blueprint Class. A window will pop up asking you to pick a parent class. A parent class gives your blueprint some basic functionality to start with. For objects you place in the world, Actor is a good choice. For game rules, Game Mode Base might be better. For now, let's focus on Actor. Select Actor, then give your new blueprint a name. Double-click it to open the blueprint editor. Section 9, your first blueprint script, making things happen. Let's make a very simple blueprint script. Imagine we want to make a light turn on and off when the game starts. First, create a new actor blueprint. Right-click in the content browser, select Blueprint Class, choose Actor and name it BP_blinking light. Double-click BP_blinking light to open the blueprint editor. Inside, you will see a few tabs. Click on the Event Graph tab. This is where we will add our visual script logic. It might have some nodes already like Event Begin Play. Event Begin Play is perfect for us. This event fires once when the game starts and this actor is in the level. We want our light to blink, so we need a light. In the blueprint editor, click the Add button in the Components panel, usually on the left. Search for Point Light and add it. Now your blueprint actor has a light component. You can adjust its properties in the Details panel if you want. For example, you can change its initial color or intensity. This light is part of our BP_blinking light actor. Now, back in the event graph, we want to toggle the light's visibility. Drag a wire from the Event Begin Play node. Let go in an empty space. A search box will appear. Type Toggle Visibility and select it. This node will turn something on if it's off, or off if it's on. But what do we want to toggle? Our point light. In the Components panel, drag your point light component into the event graph. Connect its output pin to the target input pin of the Toggle Visibility node. This tells the node which light to affect. To make it blink repeatedly, we need a delay and a loop. From the Toggle Visibility node, drag a wire from its output execution pin. Search for delay and add it. Set the duration to 1 second in its details. After the delay, we want to toggle visibility again, so connect the output of the delay node back to the input of the Toggle Visibility node. Now it will toggle, wait, and so on. Click Compile and Save. Drag your BP_blinking light from the content browser into your level. Press play, your light should now blink. This is a simple start, but the possibilities with blueprints are huge. Keep exploring and experimenting. You are now a game developer.